Welcome to Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Titletown, some call it, a moniker that many claim, but this city lives thanks to the Alabama Crimson Tide. What a game and what potential drama we have in store. You've seen this script before. Top 10 team goes into a cauldron of emotion on the road and just hopes to be able to get out and tell about it. As we'll see, the number 3 team in the country, the Texas A&M Aggies, taking on a squad hoping to prevent another L this week, the Alabama Crimson Tide. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. Texas A&M set to kick off to christen this game. Oh, he's going to take a chance and bring it out. That is a decision he will likely regret. He brings it out in the end zone, and he's knocked down at the 10. First down here for the offense. They'll start this drive with a pass. They're trying to get to it. They're going to get him for a safety. Tried to make something out of nothing and still got stuck for the 2. After giving up that safety, they'll have to boot it away and give it right back to them. Hauls it in at the 25.
The returner is tackled down at the 43. And the Texas A&M offense will take over. 1st and 10.
Looking for a productive play on first down. He's going to pass. Gets it out fast. They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5. Sometimes people say, if you're good enough, what's the big deal about going on the road? Well, if you're not careful, you might find out in a spot like this one, guys.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This is a hostile environment, and you know you're going to be getting the opponent's A-game for this one. They've circled this one all off-season, so they better be ready to bring it today, David.
And the hardest thing to do in college football is to go on the road. Everything about it changes, and you want to shut this crowd up early. You don't want to give them belief, because if it starts to build throughout the game, look out.
Ripped off a huge chunk play on that one as he gets the first down before he steps out of bounds. That's the way you get things going. A huge play and now attacking from just inside the red zone. It's a reverse. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
What great discipline showed by the defense. When your job's contained, you're supposed to contain the football. Not let your eyes deceive you. Ball starts to go away. Your job is to still contain the backside. Great job staying disciplined. Great win for the defense.
They'll try the run. Knocked down after a pickup of 6, and they're trying to impose their will in the red zone. Ball's at the 13. Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on 1st and goal. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Got it! And he's into the end zone! Touchdown, Aggies!
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
And they did tack on that extra point without any adventure. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And he's going to run it back. That is a decision he will likely regret. He brings it out of the end zone, and he's knocked down at the 10. Here comes that Alabama offense. And the last time they had the ball, they wound up giving up a safety, Jesse.
Yeah, that was ungood the last time they had the ball. So they got to do something here offensively to get into a rhythm, running and throwing the football. Try to find that consistency.
And try to find something positive with this offense. Forget about the safety. Those don't happen very often. Try to get some first downs together. Get some good mojo going.
That's caught. It's Stout. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down.
That's a real good-looking throw, and I know at Alabama recently they've had a lot of different quarterbacks, and they've also had a lot of different guys calling plays. But one thing that's never seemed to waver is how explosive the offense has been, and the big reason is because of the efficient play they've had consistently.
And the pass rush is effective. Oh, he met the 19.
Man, this defense has been so impressive to watch. Look at them. Get to the quarterback, get the sack. They play so fast. It's like they have 12 men on the field. Another good performance going down right now. Coming off of last week, putting a goose egg on the board against their last opponent.
Pocket stuff, and he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose.
That ball carrier is very lucky. That easily could have ended up in the hands of the defense. You have got to do a better job with ball security.
And whatever they did on first and second down, don't do that anymore. Third and very long coming up. Quarterback checking the play. On third and long, doesn't need to take the check down. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it. The Crimson Tide will bring the punt team on the field. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. He gets his first one of the day out of there. They used him 3 times in that loss last week. And the punt team able to smack him to the ground. Texas A&M has it back on the offense, ready to go to work. And David, how they would love to stick it in the end zone one more time after that last drive.
And once you get the defense on their heels and you back them off a little bit, you get in a little bit of rhythm, it's really hard to stop, Jesse, and they're going to try to do it again right here.
And if you're this play caller, you're loving what's happening right now because everything you dialed up on that last drive ended up working out. You're just looking at your play sheet. Everything you're picking is working. Let's see if they can pull it off again here.
From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. Finding a way to put that foot in the ground and get it up to the 37-yard line. I'm not positive, but that first down marker might be in the next county. On third and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. Got his man to the left. Nothing but green ahead. And he takes it all the way. They couldn't stop him. Touchdown, Aggies! They are seizing control and taking away hope as they push out the lead in this Week 8 showdown.
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
Going for the return. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're fired.
Gonna take a shot. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on.
And it's not panic time yet for this offense, but last week was a really bad performance. This week, starting off a little bit slow. They got to find some form of rhythm. They got to find some way, get a few first downs, get some playmakers involved, because right now they just seem out of sync.
And that pass will be jarred loose on second down. That brings up third down.
And this offense is searching, man. They're trying to find something. Last week, they did nothing. They got nothing going, looked really, really poor. This week, starting a little sluggish. They got to find something they can hang their hat on and something they can build off of for this offense.
And they won't make the connection going for the big play.
Yeah, I just feel watching this offense, they need a big play. They need their confidence to get going, get the mojo going, considering they really struggled their last time out. They just don't seem to have figured it out quite yet here in the first quarter.
3 straight misfires has left them staring at 4th and 10, but they'll try it again. Quarterback checking off. On 4th down, looking for the completion. Getting some heat. Takes a shot as he lets it go. And that ball is picked off. Takes it the other way. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Aggies. A great return for the touchdown. Any return for a touchdown is a great one to a defense.
How about that, man? 4th down, trying to go make a play, get this offense going, get it sparked, get some points on the board, and that couldn't have gone any worse. They throw the pick. Not only that, they return it all the way back for 6. That offense just shot themselves right in the foot.
He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Here comes that Alabama offense. Well, the good news is they threw a touchdown pass last time. It was just to the wrong team, Jesse.
Well, that's an unfortunate part of the game for quarterbacks, but guess what? They do happen, so you've got to be able to turn the page here and lead this offense.
Ryan, I think you know this defense is going to be aggressive. They're going to jump routes. They're going to play aggressive. You got to take advantage of that. Maybe use that this time to your advantage.
Still at their own 20 after that last incompletion. It's 2nd and 10. Oh, he loves to fire downfield. Fires into traffic, intercepted. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
And let's see what kind of ball plays this offense has ready. From the gun, running back on the move. Powers through the defender. And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down.
You want to talk about making it easy for an offensive coordinator. You pick up a bunch of yards on 1st down, make that 2nd down really, really manageable. That's a great job by the offense.
That kind of pickup on 1st down, and you can take a shot here on 2nd and short. Wide receiver coming across in motion. Just feeds the running back. They finally make the stop at the big run. Is plenty to move those sticks for the 1st down.
That has got to be demoralizing if you're on defense because they just ran the ball right up the middle, down your throats, and they gashed you.
Down to the 12-yard line, it's 1st down. Trying to turn the corner on the left. And they stop him short of the goal line. They'll mark it at the 3.
The closer you get to the end zone, the more you start to bring big bodies on the field, right? The field shrinks. I'm worried about you running the football, particularly up the middle. But how about the offense? Does a nice job tossing the ball on the perimeter, going out there, getting some positive yards, trying to get 7. I ain't settling for no field goal.
The sweet feet keeping the play alive. Touchdown, Texas A&M. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They are going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
He's going to try his luck from the end zone. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. Maybe they learned something from their opening script of plays, David, but other than that, this has been an abject disaster.
And I think they learned what not to do. I mean, this has been an abject disaster. They haven't done anything right. Offense, defense. Oh, this one's ugly, and it's still early.
Yeah, I'd normally say, well, it's first quarter, just don't worry about it. There's time, but
Worry.
this is the worst start you possibly could have had. So they need to score a touchdown right here.
Texas A&M 30, Alabama 0.
They'll start the drive here with first down to open this period. The RPO, fire complete to the left. And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that one.
And a big key on that throw to the slot receiver, guys, is putting the ball out in front. The location of the throw is what helped that guy get extra yards after the catch.
Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. And it's picked off for the third time today. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own. First down here for the offense. He wants to throw. Under heavy pressure, lets it fly. He's got it downfield for a huge gain. All kinds of running room. Touchdown, Aggies. And once he found some daylight, it was time to make a house call.
You know, oftentimes in college football, the best offenses are the ones that can create explosive plays, just like you saw right there. They're top 10 in the nation in points per game because they don't have to drive the field. They've got dudes scattered all over this offense that can take it the distance on any given play.
Oh, he's going to go for the return. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. Here comes that Alabama offense. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive that made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
Looking to throw, it's Hayden. Got his man quickly. Still running at the 40. Oh, and the defense in chase mode, and they finally get him down at the 35. Not the most productive half for this offense so far, but finally starting to get it in gear. First and 10. Receivers telling the quarterbacks what they see. Got it in the middle, it's Stout. Finds a crease at the 20. And he'll run it into the end zone. Touchdown, Alabama! Getting set for the point after. Hit that one with some aggression for the point after. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Toledo is getting hammered right now. They are the nail, and that figurative mallet is just pounding them into the ground. What a bad look. They're trailing by 14 to Houston. We'll circle back if anything big happens in this college football matchup.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Texas A&M has it back, and we say howdy to the Aggie offense again. A quick strike touchdown up top the last time they had it, Jesse. They'd love to do it again.
No doubt. They've got so many playmakers on the perimeter, David. Just find a way to get these guys the ball in space.
And you already started, man. Making that big play, opening up this offense. This quarterback is feeling good about himself. I wouldn't be surprised if they give it right back to him.
Offense has it at the 28 on first down. To the ground with the back. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
Yeah, and listen. Listen, the offense has had their way, and they've had so much success and so much production. But listen, at least the defense got a rep. You know, maybe this gets you a spark. Maybe this gets you some energy. Maybe we'll see a little bit more life from this defense.
Yeah, they may not win the game, but I think this defensive coaching staff at this point, based on how this game has gone, they're just trying to find things to build off of. Maybe that's something they can point to as they get ready for their next opponent, of things they did right and things that they got to do more consistently moving forward.
And they pick up a better than 30 yards on that completion before the defense brings him down. He's now over 150 yards receiving, and the Aggies ready to go whoop.
Yeah, ready to go whoop, ready to celebrate. They're excited. And listen, when you can find these playmakers that you feature and you consistently feature, this is when Aggies go nuts. They go crazy because their offenses are fun, exciting.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Touch pass on the run. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
I like offenses being creative. I'm not sure if that was the best place to call that play. I think this offense needs to think about just doing things a little bit more by the book. They've got a lot of good playmakers. You don't have to reinvent the wheel this early in the game.
He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and 4th down's cut.
3rd and short in college football today. You see so much more pass than you used to. The offense stays aggressive, and I think they stay aggressive because they know they're in field goal range. They got that 3 in their back pocket.
On 4th down, trying to keep the drive alive with the run here. And he's brought to the ground, but not before he gets enough for the 1st down.
Well, there you're seeing the mentality of this head coach in the game, going for it on 4th down. A lot of guys would have tried to kick a field goal, but I think this guy knows, hey, we're not going to win this game.
A shot toward the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown, Aggies.
Every time we speak to defenses before they play this guy, they all know he's going to get the ball thrown his way. They always come up with creative and exotic ways to try to cover him in the back end, but they're never able to get it done. This guy just beats coverage time and time again, and with that last catch, that's now his 15th receiving score of the season.
Just unloaded on that kickoff. Don't have to worry about a return on a kick like that. They'll bring it out to the 25. On 1st down, here comes this offense. Snags a quick pass on the left. At the 40, there he goes. Got a lot of running room. And they'll do more than move the chains. They'll move that thing more than 30 yards down the field before he's finally stopped.
I know it's early in the game, but defensively after that play, you know you have to tackle the catch. When this guy gets the ball in his hands, he is so dangerous after the fact. So it's okay for him to make catches. You just got to get him to the ground quickly.
Looking to throw, it's Hayden. Going to try to get it himself. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a 1st down for this offense.
It's so hard to defend these guys. You know, it's 1st and 10. Everything's available to you. You don't know if it's run or pass, and then you add in the scrambling element with the quarterback. He does a great job scrambling outside, getting outside the pocket, and then at the end of the play, not taking a hit.
Throw to the end zone. It's picked off. And after the interception and the turnover, this defense has set its offense up for business.
You got to be sharp in the red zone. You can't turn the football over in the red zone. You got to be crisp. You got to be on time. You can tell the QB wasn't on time. The defender made him pay. Nice interception, stealing points now off the board.
Soft spot in the middle. And he's brought down after a nice gain. On 1st down from their own 22. Leaves it with the running back. Nice, solid form tackle from this sophomore.
I'll tell you, this is a running back who's very, very dangerous, and the defense did a good job getting him down there. But they got to do a great job gang tackling because this is a guy that can break tackles and turn those types of plays into home runs.
On 2nd down, looking to throw. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13.
This defense needed something to go right, man. They're down big already in the first half. Get to the quarterback, get him on the ground. This could start some momentum going back the other direction.
Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. He makes the catch. And it is a chunk play, a huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end. The Aggies will snap it on 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. Nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. Defense just cradling that fumble and securing it. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own.
And that's fumbles in consecutive weeks. Coaches don't like that. They start to, you know what happens is the trust factor goes out the window. I don't want to run you.
He'll take a shot. He was open, he had it, and he dropped it. Would have been a touchdown. Instead, it's 2nd down. After the misfire, now on 2nd down. Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. Alabama trying to cash in on this red zone trip. A designed run for the quarterback. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Well, they're trying to go with the QB design run, but nice job defensively. They were not fooled by it. They were physical up front, and guys defeating blocks, able to get that tackle for loss.
The offense failed to convert on 4th down earlier, but that didn't change their thinking here. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. And that one is picked up in the end zone. Really nice focus by this sophomore, and he jumped on his chance to make a play. Just about a half minute to play in the first half. It's 1st and 10. Power football with the run. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Man, what a spectacular play by that defensive end to come up with the tackle there.
And you see those guys get off the football so fast. Most of these guys are 250 to 275.
Fires and picked off. They get him on the ground after the turnover, but there is a flag on the field, and we'll see if that will be a reprieve for this offense. Line gets set, 1st down. He's looking to throw it. They'll run the screen. They make the stop, but not before the screen has hit him for a 1st down, and much more. Really good execution by this offense. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Back to throw. It's Hayden. A shot toward the end zone. And he's thrown another interception. And they make the play and make sure there's not any scoring opportunity right here before the end of the half.
How about the athletic ability by the big fella? You know, you got those big linebackers in there used to taking on fullbacks and offensive linemen the whole game. He understands for passing situations. I'm getting drops. I'm getting deep in my drops, playing the quarterback's eyes, breaking on the football, making the INT. What an athlete.
Lost one deep down the right side. The pass ball's incomplete, and that's how we'll finish this half. That's the end of the 2nd quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update. Alabama ready to put a boot to it to start the 2nd half. So much for the touchback. Here he comes. He stopped there, but a good return coming out of his own end zone gets it to the 28. Texas A&M has it back in the offense, ready to go to work. Expect some pressure coming from the blitz. They're going to throw it to start the drive. Wide open downfield. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains. They've done a really good job creating the matchups they want out of the slot.
Yeah, dude, get that guy matched up on a linebacker. That guy matched up on a safety. Keep him away from the corners by putting him in the slot. Get him the football. Let him make plays. Nice job by this defense. Listen, you got to understand, they're going to run the football. They're going to try to milk the clock, Jesse. They got the huge lead.
Haven't been a lot of good plays for this defense in this game so far, so can they build on that one? Can they create some turnovers here in the second half to get back?
And there was nowhere to go for this quarterback, and down he goes.
How nice is it as a defense when you can drop 7 guys into coverage, only rush 4, and still get home? That makes you feel good if you're the D coordinator.
He lofts one down the sideline. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on.
This is a point where you just got to be able to focus. The critical down and distances in this game, like that third down right there. When it's a good throw, you got to make the catch. You got to be able to make that play.
On fourth down, they'll try to throw it. And he pulls it in inside the 15-yard line. Not much of a fourth down gamble when it's that much of a sure thing. An easy conversion for this offense. And the Aggies are rolling down the field. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. Touchdown, Aggies! And the beatdown has ensued. That trip to the end zone is 25th career touchdown.
Man, he's been productive, just has a nose for the end zone. This dude's made big play after big play for his offenses, and that's 25 touchdowns, Palmer, on the ground for the big fella.
Pretty impressive, too, when you consider when you get close to that end zone, the defense is expecting run, they're loading the box, and still this guy's been able to find his way in. 25, it's a nice number.
Oh, he's going to take a chance. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. After throwing the pick on the last drive, need to take care of the ball this time, Jesse.
We're going to find out a lot about this quarterback right here, too. How does he fight through adversity after that last drive?
Yeah, clear the mechanism, move on. That's a part of it. Like, if you're going to be a great player, you got to learn how to handle these mistakes and move on.
Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Quarterback changing the plays at the line. Looking for a man. It's Hayden. It's complete to the left. Knocked down at the 26 after ripping off 10 there.
Big play in the passing game there, and I like the receiver gearing down in the zone. Did a nice job finding the soft spot on defense between the defenders, giving the quarterback an easy target to throw to complete that throw.
Finds his big tight end. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. And now a fresh set of downs for this offense. To the air on first down. Looking deep down the right side. And he's got it inside the 15-yard line.
Well, if they're going to get back in this game, they need more plays like that. That was something that was missing in the first half. Explosive plays in the passing game, and they get one here, trailing early in the...
Pulls it in the end zone. Touchdown Tide.
And man, that was a nice job by the tight end, finding the soft spot in the defense in the end zone on that TD.
And the extra point splits the upright. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they top it off with a 14-yard pass for the touchdown. The kickoff team out there getting set. Just into the end zone, and he'll bring it out. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Texas A&M has it back, and we say howdy to the Aggie offense again. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal. And he will be sacked at the 6-yard line.
I think if you're the head coach here, it's a bit of a mixed reaction to your passing attack so far in this game. You put up a bunch of yards throwing the football, you've lit up the scoreboard, but you've also given up 4 sacks. Pass protection has been a problem so far in this game.
Unloads to the wideout. Good quickness to grab it off the bounce. That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop. Now on first down from the 28. Give to the running back. Knocked down after getting 6 all the way out to the 34-yard line.
I think one of the hardest things to do is stick to the run when it's not working. But it's those runs right there that are the reason why you have to do it, right? You can't get too one-dimensional. Keep slipping those runs in there. Keep getting a little bit of positive yards. Next thing you know, you look up and you might break.
Can anyone catch him? And they get him down at the 43, but this is the kind of explosive play you want to build on.
Man, let that thing rip. How about this guy? Almost 450 yards on the day. He's been throwing it early. He's been throwing it often. He's been throwing it all over the yard and with a lot of success.
Feeling the heat as he lets it go. Makes a connection. Touchdown, Texas A&M. And the punishment has been extended. If this dude were a kitchen knife, he would be slicing the tomatoes so thin your in-laws would never come back to your house.
Well, that'd be a good thing. I don't know if I want my in-laws to come back anyways, but he's been on fire. He's been absolutely torching this defense. They've had absolutely no answers for him.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive.
14.
He's going to bring it out from deep. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Here comes that Alabama offense. Last time they had it, they took it down the field for a touchdown. They can build some confidence that they could go back-to-back scoring drives here.
Yeah, and remember, it's not uncommon for offenses to find themselves as the game goes on. They had some things not go their way early, but they found something last drive, David. Let's see if they can build on it.
Yeah, you just pick and pick and pick until you find that place where you're like, okay, this is an advantage I have. They've clearly found that dude. They score here. We're in for a ball game.
And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Really good defense. You know, you're trying to stay as close as you can to all these targets, and most importantly, those open field tackles and getting them on the ground as soon as they catch it. That's a major deal for defenses, and that was a good example there of it.
I think that was an example of the offensive coordinator trying to help out his quarterback. He's trying to keep these third downs manageable. You know, you throw the ball on second down and it's incomplete. Now you've set up third and long, and now you're set up to...
He'll loft one deep down the left side. And that pass is intercepted. Taking it the other way. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
Well, the quarterback on that one put a lot of air under the ball. The problem is it gave the defender time to get his head around and locate it. And because of that, he was able to come away with the interception.
They'll throw it on first down. Pressure coming. And the defense is all over the quarterback, and down he goes.
That's his second sack of the ball game. That dude is getting after the quarterback offensively. What's my adjustment? First of all, I'm going to roll out away from him. I'm going to double team him. Let somebody else beat me, not that guy, because his speed off the edge is killing me.
Got his man. And they'll finally bring him down after he rips off a huge play. And at this point, the defense looks as if they've been in one of those dizzy bat races. They've got no idea where the ball's coming from. He's over 500 yards passing.
Yeah, this is a Heisman Trophy level performance from this guy. The accuracy, the decision-making, the athleticism, everything has been on display.
They can really be aggressive after that last play at 2nd and 3. Pulls it on the bootleg fake. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. He'll be brought down at the 3-yard line. An explosive play in the passing game has him on the doorstep.
What a beautiful throw and catch on this play, and I love the job the receiver did tracking the ball in the air. Nice job of locating the throw and then hauling it in.
The secondary walks up on the line, showing press coverage. And the ball is free on the pitch.
Woo. Deep breath, right? Man, you fumble that thing, you cough it up, you're like, oh, I really appreciate you, brother. I can't tell you how much I thank you, because the coaches would have been all over me, but big-time break for the offense.
Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Touchdown, Aggies. And the route is on.
And it's not an accident. They're featuring this guy. His second receiving touchdown of the game. That's your job as a coach. Find my playmakers, get them the ball so they can do damage and have games like this right here.
And they did tack on the extra point, by the way. Knocked it right down the middle. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown.
Alabama, 14.
Out of the end zone. Running through contact. He's got great speed. What a great return, and he flips the field to start this drive off, and he just about scored himself. It is so good to have a dangerous return man. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. He rifles one deep to the left, and it was worth the gamble, but the long pass is incomplete.
I think when you go through these progressions as a quarterback, you want to find the right guy to throw to, obviously. I didn't think he was the right guy. I didn't think he was really that open. And listen, he sailed and he overthrew it, but I might have surveyed the middle of the field a little bit better.
He's got his man. Defense makes the tackle, and that will probably be the final play of the third quarter.
That's the end of the third quarter. With the score, Texas A&M 65, Alabama 14.
Bunch formation trying to spring a guy free. Dropping back, it's Hayden. Looking left. It's caught. Touchdown, Bama! And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing. Lining up to add another. And it's perfect. Quick strike offense on that three-play scoring drive. And they finished it with an explosive play in the passing game, scoring from 47 yards out.
Alabama 21.
Looks like he's going to try to return it. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Texas A&M has it back on the offense, ready to go to work. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect him.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
And here comes the offense on second down. Keeping it on the ground with the single back. At the 35, he's got room. Up near the 40-yard line, they'll mark it at the 39 to pick up a 15.
Offense has a huge lead right now in the fourth quarter, and they're just going to run this football to try to ice the game, being more dominant, being more physical at the point of attack.
Looking to go up top on first down. He hurls one deep down the left side. And it falls incomplete, but that could have been disastrous. A defender was right there.
I'm a little bit surprised they're still throwing the football here this late in the game with this kind of lead. They're on first down, taking a shot, falls incomplete, but obviously they're still seeing matchups that they want to take advantage of in the back end of this defense, so they're letting it fly.
And the defense finally makes the stop after the sweet run and good gain.
You know, you talk so much about QBs, right, and having to make really good decisions. There's a great example. He didn't see anybody open downfield. He didn't hesitate for 1 second. He put his head down, and he took off and went running and generated an explosive play for the offense.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you want to do. Late in the ball game with the lead, establish the run, establish the physicality. And you know what helps? That clock up there, it continues to tick. So let's see if they choose to keep the ball on the ground and stay conservative and run that clock.
Down to the 30-yard line where he stopped after a gain of 5, and that will be a first down.
Well, the offense knew what they needed to get that first down, so they dial up the running play, and they get just enough to keep the drive alive.
Off play action on first down. He'll throw it. He's got an open man. Touchdown, Aggies! And the stomping has commenced. They are finishing the deal, building the lead here in the fourth, and they are going to go to 7-0.
And this always is the debate of where you fall. It's your job to stop me or I should get conservative. Because this offense obviously has had themselves a day. And apparently their day's not over. They're going to continue to keep scoring. And the defense better do something about it.
Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. Quarterback will audible. Back to throw. It's Hayden. Buying some time. He's looking on the right side. Wide open. He makes the catch. Dragged down to the turf, but not before getting the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wants to throw on first down. Forced out of the pocket. Trying to make magic on the scramble. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
Man, that used to just drive me nuts. I couldn't stand that. The quarterback drops back to pass, scrambles around. You got me chasing you all over the field, getting close to the sideline. Stay in bounds. Please stay in bounds. Let me get a little bit of a reward for all my running so I can just put some kind of hit on it. Nope. Steps out of bounds.
I love the type of throw there by the quarterback, throwing to his running back on that angle route. That cannot be a bullet throw. He just puts enough air on it, makes it an easy catch for his running back on the move. Running back makes the grab, and he's able...
Touchdown, Crimson Tide! Reeled it in and just made the house call. Lining up for the PAT. Right down the boulevard. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they cap things off with a 9-yard touchdown pass. Kickoff team is on the field. They'll try to drive this one deep. Let's see what he can do with the return. And the returner is brought down, but there is a flag on the play. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. If you want to look on the bright side, at least you can pile up a bunch of yards if you can move the ball, because it is a long way to the end zone. They'll run it, trying to drain time off the clock. Burrows his way for a couple. He's out to the 8.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
He's looking for an open man on second down. Trying to escape and get it himself. It's incomplete. Good job by the defense sticking with its coverage.
Well, tip your hat to the defense getting that incompletion, because that hasn't happened often for this guy. Completed over 70% of his throws last week. He's doing it again in this game. Can the defense continue to mix things up? See if they can maybe confuse this QB.
And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. They already have a comfortable lead, up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Coming after him. And the incomplete pass turns the ball over on downs.
Well, the defense is smelling blood in the water. As soon as they saw this offense decide to go for it in that area of the field, they were like, okay, you're going to gift us the football. We'll go ahead. We'll take over. Thanks. We'll make a play, and we'll take this over. And now we're going to try to make you pay for that decision.
He's all the way down to the 2-yard line. Just spectacular execution there. The give. And he'll take it in for the touchdown. It won't have much impact on the outcome of the game, but it is a fabulous party, the consolation prize, if you will.
Yeah, good for them. They put together a drive. They got a touchdown. It's been a bad day. I mean, this is a day they're going to want to forget. They're getting destroyed, but at least you get some positive vibes. Maybe finish this game on a little bit of a high note, a little bit.
And they did tack on that extra point with no problem. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Week in and week out, guys, you never know what's going to happen in college football. Check this out. Utah State has the lead right now. Logan has been jumping all week. But this game is hardly over. There is time left on that clock. They're up by a field goal over Texas State. Just another week of college football where we've come to expect the unexpected. Fellas?
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. First play of the drive, it's the end around. That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5.
And you got to love this if you're the defensive coordinator, because your defense stayed disciplined. They didn't over-pursue to the running back. They stayed home, played great with their eyes, and they were able to make the tackle.
He wants to pass it on second down. Gets it to the back. Ran through the contact. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there.
I want to get my running backs the ball in space as much as possible. And sometimes it doesn't work in the running game. But I can throw it to him. I can try to create some space out wide, dump him the football, let him make some catches, and see if I can't get some big plays out of him.
Just steamrolling the defense. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. The Aggies come to the line with a fresh set of downs. This quarterback part of their running game. Got enough for the first. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one. First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. He's going to pass. He finds a soft spot in the middle. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. Offense gets set for second down. He's looking to throw. They're bringing heat. Lofts one high and deep. And chunk plays are the name of the game, and they get one here before the defense finally makes the stop.
You know, I love offensive coordinators that want to stay aggressive, and they've come up with big plays all game long. It's a big reason why they have this lead right now, and they're not backing off here in the fourth quarter. They're letting their guys go play. The entire playbook is open to them, and they're taking shots.
And I'm a fan of this, man. Run the football, eat the clock. We got the lead. This offense has put together a nice day, man. Like, just balance, rhythm, timing, play calling, everything has worked. That's why they've built this lead. They've had a great day today.
The pitch. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And we have breaking news. They score yet another touchdown. The offense uses a timeout to stop the clock, and they'll get a quick breather.
Points, points, and more points. This offense has had their way. They just keep their foot on the gas, keep putting up points, keep putting up touchdowns. And you know what? This is one of those stats days. You look back and you're like, that guy had 12 touchdowns on the year. Well, 4 or 5 of them might have been in this game.
From back of the end zone, he'll bring it out. Gets it across the 20 to the 21, and not quite what he would have picked up just taking the touchback. Here comes that Alabama offense. Not a lot to feel great about in this one, Jesse, but I'm sure they'll try to seek out some positives.
Well, this might be...
Unloads it downfield. Fires into traffic, picked off. Bringing it back. At the 30. He is finally out of bounds, but he was smelling that end zone on that return.
The number one objective for a defense is to make the offense one-dimensional. Well, when they're trailing by this much late in the game, they're one-dimensional. They have to pass the football. We can bring more speed on the field.
Got some room, headed to the goal line. And they're going to put another one into the end zone as they just keep piling points on the scoreboard.
With that last touchdown, they remain undefeated. And what can you say about this offense? One of the most explosive in the entire nation. And they're coming in, I think, every week with the mindset that we're just going to outscore everybody. We are okay going into a track meet. And that's really what we saw in this game today. But opponents just cannot keep pace with them and all of the athletes they have on the offensive side of the ball.
This guy is so dangerous. The excellent vision to find a lane and get it out and set up the offense with good field position. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. This one has pretty much been a bludgeoning, but they'll try to finish with something positive late.
Well, they ran into a buzz.
Oh, he's ready to take a shot. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in.
And this is just one of those days, man, where everything has gone wrong, right? Like they just haven't been in a rhythm. They haven't got it going and never built the momentum. This is one of those days that you learn from, you try to grow from. A lot of things that we're going to show in the film room that people aren't going to like, but hopefully you can learn from it and do better next time.
Well, we need this quarterback to put up some monster numbers. He is putting on a clinic in this game. He now has over 400 yards passing.
To the air, it's Hayden. He wants a big play here late. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it. Couldn't get anything done on first down. Now 2nd and 10 from the 46. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. A deep throw as the clock winds down. And it's picked off at the goal line. That's a way to make a stand. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession.
Heat up them pass rushers, bring in them DBs. That's what I'm doing in this situation. When I got the lead by a couple scores late in the ball game in the 4th quarter, I'm going to rush the passer like crazy. I'm going to put all those DBs back playing the pass. That's what happened. Great job understanding they're going to have to take shots. We get the interception. This one's almost over.
And that defense pushing him out of bounds after a short gain.
And the defense is still fighting. They haven't had the day that they dreamed of. You know, talking to the coaches coming to the game, like they thought they had a good plan. They'd be ready to attack and limit some of the damage this offense has done. They haven't done it today, though. They got to go back to the drawing board, figure some things out, because this wasn't a great day.
And he'll have enough for the first down at the 42. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Fires one high and deep. Fires the pass, intercepted. Got some room to run. And with that turnover, we come to the close of this game. Plenty of fireworks in this one. A lot of points. They always talk about having the chalk last, and it seemed like whoever was on offense had the last laugh.
It's amazing how much offense has just boomed in college football. So good. So many ways to hurt you. And you saw both of these offenses put on a show today, Jess.
Dave, we talked to both of these coaching staffs, and their defensive coordinators were losing sleep all week. They knew this was going to be a tough task ahead of them. So much speed, so much firepower on both of these offenses. And, man, we saw that here today.
So that's going to do it for us.